Now, if you're looking for a home in Atlanta and you don't know where to start, but you want to live in a historic area, tons of charm, sense of community, close to a park and strong schools, I've got the neighborhood for you, and it's called Grant Park. I'm going to go over, again, why people are drawn to this neighborhood, what it costs to live there, go over the schools, talk to you about what the perimeter streets are of this neighborhood, as well as the other neighborhoods around it. We got a lot to talk about today, so let me talk to you about a little bit more where this is in proximity to the city and how you get back into Atlanta. Now, Grant Park is located towards the southern part of the city, just there on the border of I-20. It's about 10 to 15 minutes by car to Midtown, about 5 minutes to downtown. We're also only 15 to 20 minutes from the busiest airport in the world, Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. Now you'll see there on the map that we've got I-20, that is on the southern portion there, that's on the north side of Grant Park, and then we've got the corridor of 8575 that just runs there to the west of the neighborhood. Okay, the border streets around Grant Park, we've got Memorial Drive that runs right there on the north, we've got Inglewood and Atlanta Avenue there on the south. And we also have on the east side, because we're on the southern part of the BeltLine Trail, that's the eastern border, as well as the western side, we have Capitol Avenue and Boulevard. Now the park itself is right in the center of the neighborhood, and that is bordered by Cherokee, Atlanta, Sydney, and Boulevard. So those streets are some really highly regarded because of the fact you're right across in the city. The views from into the neighborhood park is pretty phenomenal. Now the neighborhoods around it, really eclectic, fun, historic in their own rights too. Either way, here we go. Cabbagetown is just to the north. Artsy, cool. You've got Krog Street Tunnel. And this is also identified because of the old Fulton bag or the cotton mill, which are now lofts and apartments. And also to the northeast, we have Inman Park. This is Atlanta's biggest collection of Victorian homes and really known for, well, their architecture and community because of the Inman Park Festival in the spring, which brings in artists and tons of people. And then we've got onto the east there, we have Ormwood Park. Ormwood Park, it's almost like a variation, a quieter version of Grant Park. And then we have to the southeast, Boulevard Heights, Chosewood Park to the south, and then Summerhill to the southwest. Peoplestowns to the west is a historic African-American community. They're next to Hank Aaron Stadium. Now the park is one of the main reasons why people live here. It's Atlanta's fourth largest park, and it's comprised of originally 44 acres that was granted back in 1890, which is now up to about 131 acres. And this was all historic Civil War property, part of which, is still evident today with the fort there. This is Fort Walker, sort of an earthen mound there towards the southern end of the park, and it's the highest point of the city actually. So the troops could get a good view into downtown as well as a tactical measure. Now another landmark here is the Grant Mansion, built in 1858. It's in its original location, and the mansion now serves as the Atlanta Preservation Center. And the Cyclorama. Now the Cyclorama was one of the oldest surviving pieces of art that's a depiction of the Civil War. Now this is about 49 feet tall and 371 feet around. This has been recently restored. It was dedicated and received by the park in 1921. It's now in the Atlanta History Center, which is in Buckhead, along with some other really cool things like the Texas, which is the locomotive, which has got its own story, which also deserves its own video. But really cool and interesting artifacts are now north of town, but we still have the zoo. The zoo is a huge draw to people all around the world who come into town, sometimes specifically to see the zoo, but also the fairs and festivals that happen inside the neighborhood. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about the architecture and how much it costs. The predominant architectural style is the Victorian cottage, the Queen Anne Victorian, Folk Victorian, and not in the modified Queen Anne, which is a two-story home with Victorian detailing. We also have some craftsman homes that are a bit more, a little later than that in the 1920s. But there's a lot of English or revival style homes like the Tudor, not enormous, but has a lot of Tudor elements on the smaller cottages. And how much do they cost? Okay, now Because of the age of the neighborhood, there's not a lot of smaller, condos and the townhomes. Those are typically on the perimeter of the neighborhood, and the cottages that are there, if you can find them, because of the strong draw and the competition in the neighborhood, those are running anywhere from up to about 500,000 in the 400s. And then as you get more renovation, as they get a little larger, they expand up to 657, and the more renovated bungalows, about 3 bedrooms, are running up to just over $1 million. Some pretty amazing detailing that's been preserved in these houses. Now the mansions, of course, they're much larger. They stretch well into the millions there and sit on some nice plots that mainly look over the park. Condos and townhomes, like I said, on the perimeter of the neighborhood, because that's where most of the infill or warehouse space was. And those range anywhere from about 250 up to about 500. Those townhomes are well into the 5s, and they stretch up until about 800,000. And again, there's more coming online in the surrounding neighborhoods, a little bit more affordable, so you have access to the park without having to pay the price tag of being there. So these are other neighborhoods we could explore too. We'll get back to that later. Okay, now the park itself. One of the values of the park and notable people that affected it was the Olmsted brothers. You might know the name Frederick Law Olmsted. He's the father of landscape architecture. He's done their family, or those brothers did had a strong influence on the parks in the United States, both in Central Park. There's also City Park in New Orleans. There's Piedmont Park in our own city here, as well as the Linear Park through Atlanta along Freedom Parkway, but also to help lay out the Grant Park here. Now the public spaces also include the tennis courts, the pool, the playground, the pavilions. There's a lot to do even if there's not a festival going on. Now I haven't seen these two, but I was reading there's some natural springs still in the park, as well as the recreation center, adjacent to the courts. Now the zoo's got a pretty cool history to it. This was actually a circus that went defunct. They ran out of money and was gifted to the city. Now the city took the zoo, and its new home now is Grant Park. There's about 200 different species, 1,000 animals, and it's approximately 40 acres within Grant Park. And one of the oldest landmarks in the city overall is Oakland Cemetery. Now this used to be on the outskirts of Atlanta, and as Atlanta grew, it became more of an in-town cemetery. This is 48 acres, which is now the 3rd largest park in Atlanta. It was established in 1950 as Atlanta Cemetery. It was renamed Oakland Cemetery in about 1872. And again, it's very park-like. The mausoleums, the tombstones, and it's rolling hills overlooking downtown. It's a really beautiful landmark, and also too, just one that you can enjoy any time of year. And that's again a whole nother video, but the tours and festivals and Halloween is really, really fun to go there too. Now the Oakland Cemetery is there on the north border. So there's numerous restaurants along that border as well, like 6 feet under, nice rooftop terrace where you can overlook the park. And again, the food is very consistent. And of course the drinks are always cold. Okay, now let's talk about the schools. We have both private and public. Parkside Elementary School is a well-regarded school. It's graded an A-. And it's about 400 students there. It's one of the top ranked in the Atlanta school districts. Now another elementary school, the charter school, it's Atlanta Neighborhood Charter. This is pre-K through 5. It's graded an A-, about 240 students, and again, another highly regarded school in the public school system of Atlanta. Then as a middle school, we have Martin Luther King Jr. Middle School. It serves 6th through 8th. And again, it really helps with college prep, and that's what they focus on. And Drew Charter School, that's K through 12. Newly founded, and there's about 960 some odd students here, K through 12, like I said, and ranked one of the top schools of public charter schools, as well as Maynard Jackson High School. This is 9 through 12, rated a B, and it's again serving as the public high school for Grant Park. One of the faith-based schools in the neighborhood is St. Nicholas Orthodox Academy. It's a small private school, again faith-based, and it's on Cherokee Avenue. Now, in the larger metro area, we have 4 other notable private schools, one of which is Woodward Academy. This is about a 15 to 20 minute drive. It's down in College Park. One north of that in Buckhead is the Levitt School. This is about 20 to 25 minutes away, as well as Westminster School, which is the same, about 20 to 25 minutes. And then Pace Academy, again in Buckhead, about 20 to 25 minutes away. So you have both College Park and those 3 in Buckhead. So outside of real estate, the schools, proximity to town, and the fact that you have a zoo here, the reason people move to Grant Park are the fact that you've got a tight-knit community, one that respects the past, preserves it, and surrounded by really architectural gems within the city. Now, not only do the neighbors and the people in the community respect these things, the city overall does. It is a destination within Atlanta, and it's centrally located. On top of having all these other elements that people are drawn to, businesses are also thriving over there. The restaurant scene, the nightlife, the arts, you have a lot of different types of people that love to live in Grant Park, and as well as the surrounding neighborhoods. This little corner of Atlanta is highly regarded, highly respected. So if you're looking to gain more than just equity and gain more quality of life, Grant Park is your new home. And I can take you there, I can show you all these things in person. And I drew these videos and I hope you're enjoying them. So please like and share. And if you want to hear more about it, I hear families wanting to move into Grant Park and or any neighborhood in Atlanta, whether your goal is 9 days or 9 months, message me so we can come up with a plan that meets your needs and your time frame. So until next time, look forward to seeing you around town.